just because of accessibility, and just wanted to get our name out to as many people as possible.
There really isn't one memory that sticks out about tour. I think what sticks out the most is just the craziness of everything that's going on a daily basis. Sometimes you're in a van for 4 hours, you're going crazy, stir crazy, everyone turns into a critic and an asshole, and everyone's messing with each other and getting on each other's nerves, and then some nights you're sleeping at like a random house and some guy half naked is in your face screaming at you, or you're in some parent's house and they have like a lot of cats. It's just, you never know what you were going to expect on a daily basis. And I guess that was one of the coolest things about touring, is that, it was wherever the wind took you kind of situation.
I guess the memory of touring that stands out to me the most, it's not one. It's not like we had one show that was killer to me. It was sitting in a van with my 3 best friends and just laughing. That's what I think about.
Tour was the best thing about being in a band for me. I loved going to sleep in one city and waking up the next day to travel to a brand new city and meet new people every single day. And there's no 3 other people who I would have rather done that with than Ryan, Kenny, and Chris. And I learned so much, personally, at just life experience being on the road. So many ups and downs, and sleeping on hardwood floors to playing awesome shows, meeting awesome people, all around the country. It was, I don't think I could have gotten that kind of life experience in school for sure.
Let me tell you about one of the most interesting moments for me on tour. We were in the middle of Iowa. I couldn't tell you where exactly, but I know it was Bumville, Iowa. And we had just played a show, and obviously, a touring band, as small as we were, was really looking for a place to stay any night we could. So this one band we played with offered us to stay at their house, and it was the middle of winter, it was freezing cold, so sleeping in the van anywhere wouldn't be an option. We put ourselves upstairs in a room, and we closed the door, and we all kind of just lay down and try to go to sleep while they're raging out downstairs. And we pass out. Meanwhile, it's like 185 degrees in there. We're all sweating. We're all waking up in the middle of the night, just laying there in our underwear because it's so incredibly hot. And the next thing I know, it's probably about 5 in the morning, maybe 6. And I wake up to a bunch of people giggling, and I half open one of my eyes, and I look on the couch adjacent to me, and I see a naked man in a Hannibal Lecter mask standing over Ryan, probably about 2 inches away from Matt's face. And it was the scariest moment of my life because I didn't know what was happening. And they were all giggling, trying to, I guess, wake Matt up and scare him because there was a naked man in a Hannibal Lecter mask. So I closed my eyes and just pretend he didn't see me move at all. And next thing I know, he's standing 1 inch to 2 inches from my face, and I just kind of peeked through my eyelashes and just looked at him and pretended to freak out and roll over, but really I was freaked out, and it scared the crap out of me.
Around the spring of 2008, the band as a whole pretty much made the decision to make plans to go back to school in the fall, and our last band-related activity would be a record we were going to record in the end of the summer.
But the reason why I decided to take a step back and start other things in my life was because I just wanted to go back to college. I think in the last year of touring, as the novelty wore off and we were just sleeping in vans and eating Taco Bell dollar menu, it just became I was watching my friends at college and experiencing all these great things, but on a more personal level, I got into things I got into other things like real estate, which is something I'm really into, and I just kind of grew up, and I wanted to go back to college. I knew that the band wasn't going to support me for the rest of my life.
The band took a turn after tours, after several tours, several big shows. We, in my opinion, came to a demise because of financial instability. And we realized that we wanted to kind of go back to school and get that out of the way while we could now. You know, we got to experience a lot, but we wanted to finish our college educations too, and then if it was meant to be, we really would have gone back to being a band again after, when we're more mature and, you know, we might be able to afford it more, really.
The biggest variable that affected me with the breakup of Anchors for Arms, if you want to call it a breakup, I think we just kind of stopped playing, was just going back to school. You know, school's important. I think if we had finished college before getting signed, it would have been a huge difference in how everything would have worked out, because I think in the back of everyone's mind, we were all worried about, like, you know, what are we going to do after the band's, like, we'll be 28 and not have a college degree, and we all know the importance of college, so it was just something that I think if we had that under our belts before we started, it would have been, you know, weight off our shoulders, and we could have gone a little bit longer than we did.
Realizing that the band was coming to an end obviously sucked, because we had all put so much time and energy into it, and at the time we had been working on songs that I thought were really good and, you know, would probably get us to the next level. But in retrospect, obviously, I'm glad to be back in school. I don't regret it now, but I think I was kind of in this dreamer haze that, you know, I could have gone on for another 5 years just doing what we were doing, just because I loved it so much. But at some point you have to draw a line and say we haven't progressed to a place where this is sustainable, and we had gotten to that point, and kind of glad that the other guys were at a level where they could take a step back and see the way things were going and assess the situation, make the decision to go back to school. I think it was, you know, a good decision, and I'm glad I followed in those footsteps with them.
I think the last thing I would like to say is, you know, this is a documentary about a band that never made it, and this is 99% of bands that you go and you work your ass off, and you play show after show after show. You make no money. You go home from tour and you work a crappy job just to get back out on tour, and you do it all over again. And people don't understand that being in a band is not just a party. You don't just have groupies and all that stuff. I mean, it's a business, and these 18, 19-year-old kids that are doing it, that are out on the road, I mean, you have to give these kids credit. And the bands that are big, they're not making millions of dollars anymore. That's not what happens.
Looking back on everything, I thank God that we were given the opportunity to get to where we did, and I got 3 of the best friends I'll ever have out of it, and I got life experience that I could have never gotten in any school. That, you know, Harvard, I couldn't have gotten this kind of life experience at Harvard if I wanted to go there, and you know, so many memories, so many fun times.
The things we did to try to make ourselves go somewhere speaks volumes. It really does. I mean, the work ethic of the other guys in this band to get us as far as we did, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, I am forever thankful for them, because they did more than I did, for sure.